CTM in Focus is the original reporting you'll see only on CBS This Morning, exposing new information on issues that impact all of us. Today, we are focusing on the challenges facing Child Protective Services workers. 5-year-old AJ Freund was found dead in Illinois in April, and his parents were charged with murder.
Afterward, we started looking into how something like this could allegedly happen despite previous interventions by police and child welfare workers. We discovered hundreds of American children known to CPS agencies die of maltreatment every year. CTM national correspondent Jericka Duncan set out to learn why. Jericka, what did you find out?
You know, this is why we do what we do as journalists, to really delve into important issues. We spent a day with a Child Protective Services caseworker in Outagamie County, Wisconsin. What we witnessed was disturbing, heartbreaking, and real. For the protection of the children, we agreed to hide the parents' identities. This is a story about the challenges facing the men and women tasked with ensuring the safety of children across this country.
Relapse is my biggest concern.
This woman is pregnant with her 5th child and admits using methamphetamines as recently as 2 weeks ago.
There's not much I can do.
It's Brittany Plowman's job to determine whether the kids living here are in danger.
I have some packets of information, one for each child.
As a caseworker for the Children, Youth, and Families Division in Outagamie County, Wisconsin, Plowman has already helped by putting 2 of the kids in daycare, where one just took her first steps.
She walked, and I didn't get to be there.
It's difficult that you got to miss out on that.
It is.
So this is a typical day for you.
Yeah, multiple of these back to back, but yeah.
Whew, that was pretty heavy.
Plowman handles new cases, typically working with about 15 families at once. She's one of 28 social workers in a county of more than 180,000 people.
There are things that you can't fathom, you know, on a day-to-day basis. You can't fathom that a parent would do this to their child.
I pushed him into the wall.
Her goal is to keep families together, but she's had to separate about a dozen of them in the past 3 years.
Have you ever had doubts about whether or not you should have removed a child from their home?
Oh yeah, there's definitely doubt. Am I doing the right thing? You know, who's going to suffer from this the most?
In 2017 alone, an estimated 1,720 children died from abuse and neglect in the U.S. More than a quarter of those children were previously known to Child Protective Services agencies. The issue came to light earlier this year with the death of 5-year-old AJ Freund in Illinois.
Investigators located what they believe to be AJ's body, buried in a shallow grave wrapped in plastic.
Police charged his parents with murder. Child welfare workers had been called to their home before. Stories like that frustrate Maine State Senator Bill Diamond, who's been focused on this issue for nearly 2 decades.
We're not making progress.
The former teacher has introduced a bill pushing for a long-term commission to study the problems within his state's Child Protective Services Department.
Kids are being abused right now while you and I are talking. They're being abused terribly. The only reason we don't know who they are is because they haven't died yet.
Experts say caseworkers in many areas are underpaid and overworked. Reports of abuse have increased more than 12% since 2013, partly because of tougher laws requiring the reporting of suspected abuse, along with an increase in calls related to the opioid epidemic. This mother says her addiction began with a prescription for painkillers after oral surgery 15 years ago.
Like, I've never been homeless. I would hate to become homeless, but there are worse things. Not being with my children would be one of them things.
Have you ever had your children taken from you?
Yes.
Here in Outagamie County, the number of kids in foster care has doubled over the past 4 years. But Brittany Plowman says she believes the children in this household are safe for now, with their father at home and with the additional assistance the county is providing.
Do you think this issue doesn't get enough attention?
More often than not, it's the bad stuff that surfaces and not the good. And I feel like that needs more attention because there's a lot of good that comes from child welfare. It's not just about removals.
The bottom line here is Child Protective Services workers say it's heart-wrenching to take kids away from their parents and try to avoid it unless it's necessary. They say they can reduce risk, but can't entirely eliminate the possibility that parents or caregivers will make tragic decisions after they leave. So, you know, this hits close to home, I think, because I have a lot of social workers in my family, and you forget just how difficult this work is, and to keep doing it. It does, you know.
Over and over again every day, yeah.
Yeah, they're overworked, they're underpaid. There has to be an emotional toll.
Absolutely, and these people are staying, especially in Outagamie County, about 3 years on average. But the manager there who oversees this department says that it takes about 2 years just to train them.
Yeah.
So as soon as you train the people that are ready, they leave. They get
lose
burned
them.
out.
Why? They get burned out.
Yeah, it's that very, very difficult. But what I wanted to say, too, is the manager of that department, which I loved, she said that this is not just hard work, it's heart work.
Yeah.
And there's more of that interview that you can find on our website, CBS This Morning.
And I would think at times it's heartbreaking work.
So grueling, but so important. Jericka, thank you very much.